Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of this newsletter is going to be, she says we can still have sex. How beneficial. Got an email here from a viewer, and he says, "Hey Corey, well, my girl and me broke up, and it's been about 4 months. We've talked here and there, but finally hung out the other day and end up having sex again. That's always fun." I say this over and over and over again. The only thing the dude really needs to worry about when he's interacting in a romantic sense with a woman is to focus on the 3 H's, which are hang out, have fun, and hook up. In other words, hang out means arrange a date, a time to get together for a drink or whatever. And then when you get together and hang out, have fun while you're hanging out. When you just focus on having fun, you're not talking about dating, relationships, or any of that nonsense. You're just having a good time with each other. You're being fully present with her, letting her do 70 to 80% of the talking by you simply asking questions. Because if you're on a date with a girl, you should only be going out with women that you really like, that you find fascinating. You shouldn't be going out with chicks just because they got a nice ass or pretty eyes. And I know that that's difficult because, like, when I was younger and I didn't really get this stuff, all I cared about was just having a really hot girl or having a really hot girlfriend. It just, the thought, I don't know why, it just never crossed my mind that not everyone, it's like I looked at a girl, if she was hot, then she's obviously got to be perfect and amazing, and there must be something wrong with me or something that I'm doing as being the reason why she's not into me. But when I started learning and really applying the stuff that I teach now, what was really shocking to me was it just felt so weird and awkward the first time I blew off a really hot girl. And then a second one and a third one. It was weird. You go out with a chick and all your friends are like, "Dude, you banged that girl? She was so fucking hot." And he's like, "I had a worse fucking time, dude. She was fucking dumber than a bag of hammers," or "She was so boring." It's like my problem was I had never gotten to that point where I could really get to know a girl, because all I saw was her beauty and her looks initially. And since I was only getting 1 to maybe 3 dates, and if I was doing really well, but normally it was 1 or 2 dates and I was gone, and so I ended up walking away from that, never really having gotten to know that girl, but just being bummed out and mad at myself because I fucked it up, because I had a really hot girl. But it's like once I learned this stuff and started applying it, I was like, oh wow. What I realized was that all the women out there, they're just as screwed up as all of us guys are. The difference is women, when you look at the statistics, women in general have a better understanding of men and dating and relationships than the average guy does of women in relationships. It's just most women just simply have the upper hand when it comes to this stuff. So he said, "We resolved why we weren't working so well at the end, and she's convinced she is going to move away with a friend, but has been saying this for over 2 years now." That's why you always judge a person what they do, not what they say. I think it was even, I think it was Dale Carnegie. He said, "The older I get, the more I pay attention to the things people do and less to the things that they say." And that Dale Carnegie was he was at the time when he was having his run in the late 1800s, early 1900s, he was the richest guy in the world at his time. He was one of the world's, I think he was the first billionaire, if I remember right. So he's a brilliant guy, and he spent the latter part of his years after he sold his companies off just teaching everything he knew about life. He wrote a fucking fantastic course that, even though it's 100 years old, it's still outstanding, and it totally applies today about creating rapport with other human beings. It's called How to Win Friends and Influence People. It's Dale Carnegie's, and I highly encourage you to buy the book, or especially the CDs, because I like audiobooks. I think it's 6 CDs, and it's an outstanding course. It will give you a lot of great business skills, a lot of interpersonal skills, and you'll even see some of the similarities in the things that I teach right out of Dale Carnegie stuff. I mean, he learned this stuff. He learned how to create rapport with other human beings a long time ago. He learned how to get people to like him, and it's a great course, and I highly encourage it. So he says, she admitted she has recently had sex with another guy a few times, but says that she still wants me in her life. I find this next part quite hard to bear. She said she thinks we both need to see other people and encourages me to go out and have sex and even to get past all of the heartbreak, but doesn't want to know about it, and says we can have sex and hang out, but doesn't want it to be too often so we don't get reattached and go through the heartbreak all over again since she is moving. All you need to do is hang out, have fun, and hook up. And you don't need to worry about anything else. You don't need to worry about getting back together. Just hang out, have fun, and hook up. Rinse, recycle, repeat, and keep doing that over and over and over again. And in this particular case with this ex-girlfriend of yours, there's no need to even reach out to her or call her or text her, except maybe every couple of weeks, maybe a couple of times a month you call her, because more than likely you guys are probably only hanging out every once in a while anyways. So, I mean, if you just hung out, what I would do is nothing. Just wait to hear from her. And when you do hear from her, create a date. Plan a date. And if like 2-3 weeks go by and you haven't heard from her, you call her up and ask her to get together. But if she really likes you and she really wants to see you, she'll keep pursuing. She'll keep making the effort. And that way, because you got to get her chasing you and pursuing you again, because it's a scientific fact that women are more attracted to men whose feelings are unclear. And even though she says she's going to move away and all this stuff, if you back off and you hang back long enough and you chill out, what'll happen is she'll call you, you'll arrange a date, you guys will get together, have some drinks or whatever. Maybe she comes over to your place, brings a bottle of wine, you make dinner together, and you seduce her at your house. And then she leaves either later that night or the next day, and you're like, hey, baby, give me a call. Call me later. That's a great way to leave it. Call me later. Then when she does, you can call and chit-chat, or you can arrange the next time to get together, or you can wait a couple of days after she's called you and arrange the next time to get together. But you should always assume that when a girl texts you or she reaches out to you or calls you or sends you a message, it's because she's thinking about you and wants to see you. So arrange a date. That's all you got to do, and then just get off the phone. And then what you'll do is you'll allow her to slowly come back to you at her own pace. He says, at first I thought this was bearable, but 24 hours later I was disgusted by the idea. She wants to have an open relationship, basically. She wants to date other people, and she wants you to date other people. He says, she tells me she still loves me, and if she was going to stay, that she would give us another chance. He said, and all you got to understand about that is instead of getting all butthurt and upset and pissed off about it like you are, you got to look at it and say, okay, non-objectively, non-emotionally attached, looking at strictly what she's saying. She says she still loves me, and if she was going to stay, that she would give us another chance. That is why you just focus on hanging out, having fun, and hooking up. You're too focused on the relationship, getting back together, and having a label so you can say, this is my girlfriend again. If you keep focusing on and worrying about that stuff, eventually she will blow you off and she will move away. And that's not what you want, because obviously you wrote to me. He says, I'm not convinced that she will leave, and neither are her friends, but not sure she will stay. I just want to be with her till she leaves, then say her goodbye since we were together for over 2 years. What can I do to get her back? Because she doesn't even seem sure she's going to move anytime soon, and she says she's just planning on moving out there for 6 months to make money. Like I said, I wouldn't do anything. I'd wait to hear from her. And when you do hear from her, create a fun-filled romantic, hey, baby, how are you? Great to hear from you. We got to get together. When are you free? I want to see you. And just say that to her. And then when she tells you when she's free, say, great, how about we meet at such place? Set a definite time and say, sound good? If something comes up, I'll call you. Otherwise, I'll just see you there. Is that cool? Great. I'll look forward to seeing you then. Talk to you later, and then get off the phone. That's all you have to do, dude. You're complicating things. She has put the possibility out there that she'll come back, but it's obvious you're still chasing, you're still pursuing, and all you're doing is pushing her away. That's why I did a video earlier today that was titled, Seduction is about receiving, it's not about pursuing. And when the girl texts you and she reaches out to you, you just receive that, like, hey baby, how are you? I want to see you, we got to get together, when are you free? Make definite plans and then get off the phone. That's all you have to do. And then just focus on doing that over and over and over again. And what will happen is if you do what I teach, and if you also are familiar enough with what I teach in my book about dating and how to interact properly when you're with a girl, so you're not doing and saying things to screw it up, to turn her off, to drop her level of attraction and interest for you, then she'll start coming back. What you'll notice is over the weeks, over the course of a couple of months, the frequency of her calls will go on like this. It'll get closer and closer and closer to the point where she's like she was in the past, where she's pretty much calling you all the time. That's all you got to do, dude. Just don't complicate things. It's like this is where a lot of guys go wrong, is you're too focused on the relationship and the labels, and you're going to wreck it if you keep doing that, dude. Chill out, relax, let her come to you at your own pace, date other chicks. If you don't like the fact that she's sleeping with other dudes, then make sure you're practicing safe sex. That's all you can really do in this particular case. So if you have a question you want to ask me, go to my website, click the Contact Me tab, which will be on the left-hand side of your screen, and send me 1 to 2 paragraphs max, and just give me several days to get back to you with a response. If you want to talk to me right away, the quickest way to get my help is to book a paid phone coaching session. You can do that by going to my website, click the Products tab, which will be at the top of your screen, and just follow the instructions. If you want a digital version of my Kindle ebook, on my website, underneath the email sign-up box, is a box that has a link that'll take you right to the Amazon Kindle download page. And when you get there, if you don't have a Kindle device, just download a free e-reader app for whatever electronic device you want to read my book on. And if you appreciate the value of the information I offer in these video newsletters, the articles on my website, and my ebook, you can show your appreciation right now by going to my website, and on the Wibbly toolbar at the bottom of your screen, click the PayPal donate button and donate any amount that you feel is equal to the value of the information. And I will talk to you soon.